Good morning and Jai Shri Krishna to everyone. I am Dhaval Bhatia, and on behalf of Team Drshtikon, I welcome you all to the 6th webinar of Drshtikon Talks. As you all are well aware, at Drshtikon we have leading Bhatia personalities who come and share their views and ideas with us. We would like you all to get the maximum value addition from these talks, and hence I would request you all to keep your mic on mute and turn off your videos so that there is no distraction while the speaker is talking. Any questions that you may have can be typed into the chat box. The questions will be answered towards the end of the talk. In case there are any questions left unanswered, we assure you that we shall respond to those questions by the email. If you have any further questions, feedback, suggestions after the session, you can convey them to us by email at drshtikon.talks@gmail.com. Our speaker today is Dr. Harshit Kapadia from Mumbai. I request Ankita to introduce our speaker. Over to you, Ankita.
Jai Shri Krishna and a very good morning, or should I rather say energetic morning to everyone, as today we will be discussing a unique topic, energy Vastu. Vastu is a science of metaphysics related to earth energies, time, and human energies. It is a science of direction that combines all the 5 elements of nature and balances them with man and material. I'm very delighted to introduce our speaker for today's session, Dr. Harshit Kapadia, a leading consultant based in Mumbai with an impressive reputation of more than 23 years. Mr. Kapadia has studied this unique science from London, UK. A direct descendant of the family of Rajvaidyas, Dr. Kapadia holds a PhD and has studied computer engineering from Mumbai University. From his youth, he continues to be fascinated by nature, energy, and designing, which has led him to extensively study and conduct deep research in science of metaphysics, which includes traditional Vastu, Paira Vastu, and Yun Home Feng Shui. In addition, he has studied city planning from Edinburgh. Starting out as one of the youngest practitioners, he and his trained team members are consultants for leading projects in various segments covering industrial, commercial, residential, retail spaces, and lands with clientele across different countries. With a vision to make concept of Vastu user-friendly, he believes in providing practical and easy solutions for each of his projects. He has also authored a book on basic Feng Shui. His columns have appeared in various newspapers. He conducts workshops, live events, and has also been invited as a guest speaker by various organizations on numerous topics related to Vastu for space and Vastu for consciousness. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Kapadia. Dr. Harshit, kindly help us enrich our consciousness with understanding of personal Vastu to empower positive frequencies in and around us. The platform is all yours.
Thank you very much, and a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you, Team Drshtikon, for organizing this program for our Bhatia community. Jai Shri Krishna to all of you. So let's start today's event. So friends, Vastu is a vast topic, and I'm sure all of you must have heard, listened, and understood from various people around the world, around the books, around internet. But today, I'd like to transform this belief of Vastu into a different thing. Let us make it more practical. Let us make it more approachable to people. Let us make it live. Let us make it more energetic. So before we start, let us quickly do one small exercise to understand what energy is. Be relaxed, sit comfortable. Everyone, you can sit comfortable. If you are holding some gadgets in your hand, just keep it down. And just see me in the camera. Take both the hands, connect both the hands. Let's connect both the hands and start massaging them vigorously. Massage them, massage them, massage them. All of you, please do it with me. Rub them vigorously. And relax. Take the hands apart. Bring them closer slowly, but don't touch. Bring them closer slowly, don't touch. Take them apart. Bring them closer, don't touch. Now a little fast. Apart, close, don't touch. Apart, close, don't touch. Apart, close. Now slowly. So friends, I'm sure you must be feeling some kind of magnetic field, some kind of attraction and repulsion happening between both the hands. Now take this and massage on your face. Slowly massage on your face. Slowly massage on your face, eyes, nose, cheeks, lips, ears, neck. So, how do you feel? Fresh, right? So, this is nothing but the energy of our whole body. So, our body itself resonates energy. Friends, I was invited to one of the factory which I visited, and there I was asked a question by one of the senior engineer. You practice this Vastu, right? How do you prove there is energy? So friends, can we measure our confidence level? Do we have an instrument to measure our confidence level? Do we have an instrument to measure our sorrow? Do we have an instrument to measure our love? No, right? It is a feeling within us. And that is what is energy. The feeling within us is energy. So when you enter some space, if you feel good, that means the Vastu of that place is good. If you enter some space and you feel irritated, you feel stressed, you feel as if there are some unwanted vibes in that place, that means there is not good energy flow in that place. Vastu is as simple as this. But friends, don't start judging the place right away, right? This is experience, and from experience you can analyze the place. But today, I will give you some easy things, easy techniques, easy tips, which you can start utilizing in your own property without even a need of Vastu consultant, right? So I'm going to share my screen. All right, so we are naming it as Energy Vastu because it is all to do with the natural energy flow present in our surroundings, present in our space, right? Friends, Vastu is global. So we think that Vastu is only related to our Indian science. No, it is used all across the world in different forms. It is used in form of Vastu, it is used in form of Vedic Vastu, Astro Vastu, Vastu for temples, Feng Shui in China if you go, or Hong Kong if you go, or Singapore, Malaysia, right? In architecture, traditional architecture, even British people had used Vastu in their traditional architecture. If you see old buildings present in India, if you see old monuments present in India also, which were built by Indians or built during British age, are mostly Vastu compliant. In Europe, there is a technique called as geology, right, which is used for scanning the earth energies. So there are different forms of Vastu. Now, what is the actual scientific name of Vastu? The scientific name of Vastu or Feng Shui is metaphysics science. This is all to do with metaphysics. So, this science utilizes architecture, mathematical calculations, geometry, measurements, designs, colors, influence of climate, wind movement, directions, sunlight, radiations, and other natural conditions. So when we go in a property, when we do assessment of a property, it is not just north, south, east, west. We have to study all these different parameters to understand whether that property is right, average, weak. It is not just north, south, east, west, and then you say that property is good or property is bad. So many other parameters have to be used. Now, as we all of us know, that Vastu is a very ancient Indian science. It is used in our Indian culture, in our Indian monuments. Friends, let us understand this important thing, that whatever principles have been there, have been laid down, even those principles are age-old, right? The formulas which were developed few thousand years ago. My question to all of you is, can we use the same formulas today in modern age? Is it possible? Is it practical? So the answer is no. It is not practical to use the formulas which were developed few thousand years ago. The whole environment has changed, the whole tradition has changed, the whole atmosphere has changed. So we need to understand some different concept of Vastu. So I have taken one of the aspect of thumb rules, which is very commonly used in houses. So you can see the chart on your screen, which shows 8 directions and a 9th center. So 9 different directions it is showing. Each direction has an indication of a room. Like say southwest, master bedroom, southeast kitchen, northeast is for temple, northwest is for second bedroom, center is to be left open, etc. etc. Right? Now, is it possible to have all the houses using this fundamental thumb rule principle in today's age? No, it's not possible. So what to do? What to do? We'll understand this. The next thumb rule, another thumb rule what I've picked up for today's event is door direction. People get confused and people actually mess around with this door directions. So what people see is, they think is, they hear is that if the door is in right direction, that means the Vastu is perfect. If the door is in wrong direction, that means the Vastu is wrong. No, that is not right. Door itself cannot govern entire energy flow. There are many other aspects we need to understand before we actually start analyzing the door. As per our traditional Vastu, there are different grids given. You can see on the screen there are different grids given, that if the east direction is there, if your door is facing east, it can only be in the 3/9 and the 4/9 grid of the east. Similarly on the south, similarly on the west, and similarly on the north. But the question is, can we use this grid system in today's houses, or in today's offices, or in today's factories? It is not possible. Especially if you are living in apartments. When Vastu was developed, that time there were no apartments. Today we have high-rises. Right? It is not possible to use this grid system in today's age. So what to do? There are very, very easy solutions. And we need to understand Vastu beyond our thinking pattern. So as we discussed, same age-old principles cannot synchronize in today's time. We need to understand that Vastu has evolved. Science of metaphysics has evolved. Science of metaphysics has different branches, different topics, different subsubjects. And it is a vast, vast study. It is not just dependent on your front door or on your room position. There are a lot of other parameters what we need to calculate and consider. So, a question to all of you. Those of you who know Vastu, those of you who have read Vastu, those of you who have understood Vastu before, which is the worst direction for the water to be below the ground as per Vastu? Which is the worst direction? So, if you read any books, if you speak with anybody, southwest we say is avoidable. We should not have water under the earth. We should not have low levels in southwest, especially underground water tanks we need to avoid in southwest. So those of you who know Mumbai, this is a part of Mumbai. This is the part of area which is Nariman Point, which is screen on the map. The Nariman Point area, if you see, water is in southwest. So as per Vastu, this is not a good area. But if you read the history, this area has been the financial hub of India. This area has been a prestigious area. What is the reason? That means there is some conflict between thumb rules and this area. No, there is no conflict. We have to understand from where the actual energy is flowing in. If you see the shape, it is forming like a bowl, And water is considered as wealth energy. Water is considered as one of the most important flow of energy. Water entering, forming like a bowl, actually helps in collecting the energy flow and not leaking. So irrespective of directions, we have to see how the water is entering, where it is coming, where it is finishing, all those aspects, and then we can say whether that area is good or bad. So if you see Nariman Point, it has amazing energy flow. Now, how do we find out there are flaws in your property? Generally, we see north, south, east, west. Oh, there is cut in northeast. That means this house is not right. Oh, there is cut in southwest. This house is not right. No. Let us make it very simple. Let's make it very easy. So, when you enter the house, or if you're staying in a house, and if you feel irritated, if you feel there is a lot of disharmony happening in the house, for small reasons, you feel stress. That means there is some Vastu flaw in your house. If you feel lethargic, if you feel lack of energy, that means there is some Vastu flaw. If there are hurdles in life, whatever you do, you move forward and then you are pushed backwards. There is Vastu flaw. When you experience low energy, you want to try to do something, but then you feel laziness. You experience, oh, I don't have energy today. You keep on delaying things. That means there is some Vastu defect in the house. Frustration. Friends, frustration also is an important angle what we need to see. People argue for small things. If you feel there is some kind of argument happening always, arguments do happen in family, but it happens recurring. That means there is some Vastu flaw, and the most important thing is decision making. So if these aspects are common in any of your houses, that means there is Vastu flaw, you need to fix it. How to do it? Very simple, I'll tell you. What is the aim of Vastu? Very important thing to understand that Vastu is not a ritual. It is not a magic or miracle that can transform your life from negative to positive. It cannot do that. But by following principles of Vastu or Feng Shui or Metaphysics, it creates a good vibrations in your house. It creates a good energy field in your house whereby the occupants feel more energetic, more efficient, and thereby, because of their efforts, because of the efforts put in by the occupants, the success level goes up. It is a very important phenomenon that we all need to understand. Why do we need Vastu? Why is it important? Why Vastu is important? So, interior design, when you do interior design for your house, it increases aesthetic beauty. When you follow Vastu principles, it increases vibrations or vibes in your property. This is where Vastu and interior design actually goes hand in hand. They are not opposite. Lot of architects, lot of interior designers feel that by following Vastu, our designs will go for a toss. No, friends. I work with leading architects. I work with leading interior designers, and we work hand in hand without even compromising on designs. It goes very efficiently hand in hand. Let's make Vastu work for you. Before we understand Vastu, we need to understand that there are three types of Vastu. Time Vastu, Space Vastu, and Personal Vastu. When we integrate these three Vastus, then we get right results. Now, in Space Vastu, people a lot of times, sometimes they confuse with rituals. So the ritual Vastu is called as spiritual Vastu. That is nothing to do with architecture. What we are talking today is the architecture Vastu. It is nothing to do with the spiritual energies. So Vastu is a fundamental thing which all religions, all castes can adopt. It is not only to do with our Indian caste. It is used universally. Vastu for consciousness is the first thing that we all need to follow, which is your own personal energies. What we started, when we started the talk, we discussed about the feelings, right? How good you're feeling. Can we measure the feeling? We can't measure the feeling, but we can experience the feeling. I am feeling energetic today. I am feeling happy today, right? This is the experience what I'm having. So if you feel energetic, if you feel happy, you are passing the right information to your brain. So if you understand mind, mind is a very powerful thing. But does it have an organ in our body? Is there an organ called as mind? There is no organ called as mind. Mind can be here. Mind can be here. Right? So our heart is important. When you feel good, it's great. Emotions, thoughts, joyfulness, happiness, all this we need to experience and we need to connect it. We need to pass on this information to our supercomputer that the energies are right. We need to integrate right strategy to make our personal Vastu right. Time Vastu, it is all like in hardware. So the property is like the hardware. The internal energy is like a software. I'm sure you must have seen in your life that few properties were absolutely dull. Suddenly, there was some change and those properties started booming. Vice versa, some properties were doing very well, but suddenly something changed and those energy of those property collapsed. This is all to do with the time Vastu. Vastu changes time to time. So we need to be in right time currently to experience right Vastu energy. Let's discuss about space Vastu, today's topic. So, as per Vastu principles, there are 8 directions and the 9th center, 9 directions what we say. Each direction governs one aspect of our life. Like northeast is education, east is growth, southeast is fortune, south is recognition, southwest relationship, west creativity, northwest helpful friends, center is called as health. These are basic fundamental thumb rules of Vastu. My one question to all of you is, every individual if you see, we all look similar. We all have 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mouth, right? 2 hands, 10 fingers. But each individual is different. The fingerprint, if you see, is different, right? There are so many properties in the world. Are all the properties same? If we use a chart what I showed you before, can it apply to all the properties? So a question to all of you. Let us assume if you're staying in an apartment, in a building, all the apartments below you and on top of you are having similar layout. Bathroom is in same position, door is in same position, your bedroom is in same position, everything is same. Let us take one example where the toilet, the WC, is in northeast. If you read any Vastu books, if you speak with anybody, the moment if you tell them that there's a toilet in northeast, it will only give you negative things, that this will happen in the life, that will happen in the life. Let's say there are 10 negative things written for northeast toilet. Now in that apartment, say it is a 20 floors building, all the 20 floors are having toilet in northeast. Now for our research purpose, let us go and ask all those 20 flat owners, friends, as per Vastu this is written, have you experienced this in your life? Is everyone going to say yes? No. So few of them will say yes, I've experienced this is absolutely correct. Few of them will say no, this is absolutely nothing. I don't believe in Vastu. After moving in this house, I have only prospered. Right? It will change. The reason it changes is because if you see the previous slide, each individual is unique. Same way, each property is unique. Same thumb rule cannot apply to everyone. Vastu has a lot to do with environment. We cannot use the same principle, the same layout for all of you. So what you have to study? If you are staying on the 5th floor, the level of light coming in your house is different. the energy level is different, the magnetic field is different. If you go on the same floor, same apartment, but on a higher level, the energy level is different. If you go on a lower level, energy level is different. The date of birth of the occupants are different. The profession is different. There are so many aspects we need to analyze. One of the important aspects is about the environment. Sunlight, air, roads, the contours. If you see, our whole environment is not flat. It has slopes, it has heights, it has lows. Earth, our Mother Earth, has energy. Mother Nature radiates its own energy field. There are mountains around. Mountain doesn't mean hills. It could be tall buildings, which are called as mountains. Landscaping, water or water bodies. So all these natural phenomena, which are there on Mother Earth, actually radiates energy. The building, the structure in which you are staying is like a Wi-Fi router. So these are the things that are giving energy. Your building is absorbing energy from Mother Nature and is feeding all of us. Now, if Vastu is to do about nature, all about natural surroundings, all about natural environment, the question to all of you is, you must have seen these different gadgets of Vastu, toys and chimes and feng shui toys, and a lot of things are there available in the market. Do you think that these will work? So the answer is, it will work if you have blind faith in it, if you have blind belief in it. But if you understand Vastu from a scientific perspective, from a metaphysics perspective, then the nature has much more energy field, and the nature is actually radiating energies, and these are simple gadgets. These cannot radiate energy flow. Now, Vastu, ideal stage to use Vastu is when you are constructing a new house or a new factory or a new apartment or a new office or an entire township. When you're constructing, it is the right time. However, if you already stay in that place and you call a Vastu consultant, it doesn't mean that you have to dismantle your house or demolish your walls or break this or break that or shift. Not required. There are simple, subtle solutions using detailed calculations which you can implement in your house. But, mind you, don't make your house or office or factory look like an art gallery by hanging various gadgets. The decor, the design of your house should blend with the remedies, what we do. Who is the best remedy? So the humans are the best remedy when you want to do Vastu correction of your house. So first thing is, we have to correct our personal energy flow before we start correcting our house. The most important is the building, the structure. So the structure has windows. The structure has shapes. The structure, the building, whether it is a factory building, whether it is a house building, whatever building it is aligned on an axis. It is aligned according to some directions. This actually identifies the real energy flow within the space. So we have to study Vastu from outside, and then we should go inside and then understand what is happening within the environment. Very important thing what I'd like to highlight to all of you. Vastu or any other metaphysics science, it is very, very important for all of you to understand this. That it is not about restricting your life, but this is all to do with supporting your life. So don't create fear. If something is wrong in your house or in your office or in your factory, don't create fear psychosis out of it. Oh, there is a toilet which is draining the energy flow. This is wrong, and because of this, I am facing so and so challenges. No. that is fear psychosis, and that actually impacts the personal energy levels. So use Vastu or any metaphysics science in a very holistic way so that it helps you to boost your own immune system, to boost your own energy. Now, the biggest fear, especially in India, what most of the people have is about south-facing doors. When the door faces south, that means when you're walking out of your house, you go out towards south. A lot of people don't even buy south-facing houses. A lot of people who are living in south-facing houses sometimes crib about it. Let us understand this scientifically. Is south really bad? So, the sun, whether we are in northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, it always rises from east and it sets in the west. Now, if you are looking at India, in afternoon hours, sun is towards south. That means south has direct light coming into the property. That is the only reason why we say that if the door faces south, you will have afternoon heat entering your house. There is no other thing, or there's some restriction that you should avoid south facing doors. There are so many properties in the world which are facing south and which are still doing well. So this is very important aspect that we all have to understand. That if the door is in south, don't create fear out of it. Some easy tips for all of you, which all of you can start utilizing it right from today, which is very generic, works for everyone. So your front door, whichever direction it is, irrespective of that, it should open inside. The height and the width of the front door should be biggest amongst all other doors. Ideally, your front door should be of wood, whether it is plywood, natural wood, no problem. The front door should be of same color from in and out. It is important to identify your door by putting a door number, house number, or your name plate. Whether you put your family name, whether you put your self name, whether you put everybody's name, doesn't matter. Identify your door. Another important thing is, if you understand door frame, in Hindi or in Sanskrit, we call it as chowkhat. Chowkhat. Chowkhat means four sides of same material. So logically, our door, if you see most of the doors, especially if you come towards Mumbai side or if you go towards North India, they have three sides and the fourth one is missing. A lot of doors, even today in South, have wooden threshold, chowkhat or umbra, what we say. That is very important. It helps in avoiding unwanted energies entering your house. It helps in blocking the energy field and it works as a barrier to energy. It allows to purify the energy. So friends, it's important to have a wooden threshold and not a marble or stone threshold on your front door. Other doors, don't worry, but for front door, it is must. So question to all of you. A question to all of you is, where do you get best of your ideas? Where does the best of the ideas flash into your mind? So, science says, and when I ask in my live classes, when I ask my clients, and I'm sure even you might agree with this with me, even you might agree this with me, is that the ideas generally flashes when you are in toilet, when you are in shower, in bathroom. So bathroom is very, very important part of the house. Ideas actually flesh in there. And as per Vastu, people get really scared of bathrooms. Especially when we have toilet in Northeast. People get scared about it. People fear about it. Friends, if you see the chart which is there on the screen, each direction represents an aspect of our life. Each direction represents one aspect of our life. That means if there is a bathroom or a toilet in any corner of your house, it is going to drain the energy flow. Does that mean that we should stop using our bathroom? No. Bathroom is must. When there is input, when we allow the energy to go in through our mouth, there has to be an output. When there is a front door of your house, there has to be an output. What to do? Wherever your bathroom is, don't worry. Don't create that fear in your mind. Use these simple tips. The door should be wooden. Your bathroom door should be of wood. Keep your toilet door shut whenever not in use. Cover the seat while flushing. And whenever your toilet is not in use, please keep your Western commode seat shut. And the best remedy, which I suggest to all my clients, is to keep a planter in your bathroom. A live plant. Ideally, an aloe vera plant works fantastic. It doesn't require much maintenance. It works great. So a small aloe vera plant, anywhere in the bathroom, irrespective wherever your bathroom is, you keep it. It helps in neutralizing the energy flow. The most important things which I would like to highlight today is, especially for our Indian toilets, keep the toilet clean. Keep the toilet as dry as possible. As soon as you use the toilet, you try to mop the water so that your toilet remains dry, hygienic, smell-free, well ventilated if possible, and that actually neutralizes the energy flow. It is so simple that without creating any fear, you can utilize these easy principles to balance your property's energy. Friends, there are so many principles of Vastu. What we are understanding today is just a start, just a beginning. A best home or a best house, which is a Vastu compliant, is like a dream, isn't it? Can you use all the Vastu principles in your house? Not possible. A practical approach towards any property is essential. We should analyze a property from a very practical approach. We should understand the property logically, what that property requires, and give the property accordingly, give the occupants accordingly, and that is the best Vastu. The other important principle what I would like to highlight today for all of you is about kitchen. Irrespective of wherever your kitchen is, whichever direction it is, whichever direction the cook is facing, don't worry. Follow these important principles what I'm going to share with you. Avoid storage on top of the stove. Any kind of storage. If there's a chimney, don't worry, leave the chimney as is. You can use a chimney, no problem. But don't keep any bottles, any oils or sugar or salt or any packets on top of the stove in the cabinet. If there is cabinet, leave it as it is. Just keep the door closed and keep the cabinet empty. But don't keep anything inside the cabinet. Everyone has our Indian people, we have stove, we have gas burners. Important principle is you should have even number gas burners. 2, 4, 6, whatever you like. Another important thing is kitchen actually requires fire energy. When we understand about 5 elements, we say kitchen has fire energy. If there is a sink, next to your gas, I will request all of you, if you can get a live plant in your kitchen, in case if the sink and the gas are in one line. Keep a live plant in the kitchen, small plant, any indoor plant, anywhere in the kitchen, that helps in balancing the fire-water clash. To understand about bedrooms, again, irrespective of your bedroom size, bedroom direction, don't worry about it much unless you get a right Vastu consultant in your life. Don't even bother to look at it. What I like to highlight is if there are mirrors in your bedroom, anywhere in the bedroom, it is mandatory or it is very important to cover the mirror while sleeping and whenever you are not using that mirror. So you get a roll-up blinds or you get a curtain made so that the mirror is covered if it is in your bedroom. If it is in a walk-in wardrobe area, which is far away from the bed, if it is in the bathroom, don't even worry about it. In bedroom, in case if there is a laminate wood flooring or a real wood flooring, engineered wood flooring, it works very well. Whenever you try to renovate, if your city permits, if your building permits, if your environment permits, try to use natural flooring. I advise all my clients to avoid using any artificial material, especially when they are redesigning, like plastic flooring, vinyl floorings. I generally advise not to use those because Mother Earth is very important. On whichever floor you are staying, your flooring is Mother Earth energy. So it is important that you use natural flooring. Even tiles are fine, but wood works really well. Friends, all of us these days, last few months, we have been working from home and computer has been our best friends. Daily, we are talking with computers and not with people these days. So, as we all of us know that computers or monitors, they generate electromagnetic radiations. Especially longer hours of working in front of computers. Our children today, they are doing online schooling. So they are spending a lot of time in front of the computers and screens. And these actually generate electromagnetic radiations. A simple solution to all of this is take a small, very small plant, any indoor plant, keep it next to the computer, keep it next to the gadgets. It helps in nullifying electromagnetic radiations. If you are working from your bedroom, keep only a plant which will give oxygen 24 hours because generally plant cycle is reverse. They give carbon dioxide during night. They emit carbon dioxide during night. So there are few plants available in the market. Example is snake plant, or there are a lot of plants these are available in the market which gives oxygen for 24 hours. So use only those small plants next to your computer screen. Especially this slide I have created for our home office. Today our bedrooms, our living rooms have become our office. For efficient working, I request all of you that you sit near the window. Wherever the window is, you try to sit near the window. Keep the windows open. Allow fresh air to come in. Allow fresh energy to come in. In case if there is no provision where you can sit near the window or face the window, in that case, and in case you are facing a wall, don't break the wall. The simple solution is, you can see on the screen on the bottom right hand side, there is a picture which is showing a road which is going deep or a road which is like infinity. Take a print of that picture, whether it is black and white, color, you can even draw it with your hand, something that shows infinity, and just paste it on the wall and you can face that. that will virtually remove or eliminate the energy of that wall, and you will start feeling much comfortable and much more efficient. Friends, in personal Vastu, there are a lot of things that we calculate, especially when you're going to customize the Vastu. Vastu for consciousness, that is your own personal energies, how your consciousness is. My place could be fantastic as per Vastu, but what about my attitude? My attitude also needs to be right. My attitude also needs to sync with my business and with my property to give me right results. Elementology. This is a very complex study where we study the date of birth of the occupants. We understand the elements of those date of births. This is not astrology, this is a complete different science. This is all based on 5 elements. What about occupation? And we have to understand the impact of the energy, what is around the place on the occupants. And then how individually you can connect with the energy present around you. So all this is a very complex study that we have to do before we customize Vastu of a space. On a personal note, I would like to really request all of you that for personal Vastu, especially our Indian culture, we have a habit of storing things, what in our terms we call as clutter. It could be old shoes, old books, old utensils, old clothes. We feel, oh, we may use it someday, kabhi kaam aa jayega. Let's leave it, let's keep it. Things that we are not using in next 6 months or 9 months, which are static at one place. Non-living things are friends, not living things, right? Which are static at one place, which are not going to move, actually blocks personal energy flow. Remove that block by eliminating unwanted things. A lot of places, when I go to see, I see CD drives, DVDs, floppy disks, even today. The technology has changed. Most of the people don't even have CD players or DVD players, but they still have collection of CDs and DVDs. That actually blocks personal energy because you are not utilizing it. So make a list, make a checklist of whatever things you are not utilizing. Customize it out of your property and make your personal Vastu strong and be efficient. Coming back to space Vastu, my strong recommendation for all of you is that be a best user of the available Vastu, of the Vastu what has been given to you. Be a best user, don't destruct it. Utilize it to the best of your ability and be happy. So to summarize, when we are doing Vastu, we have to do 3 things. Time Vastu, space Vastu, and personal Vastu. We have to combine these 3 things, and then we have to understand these principles and utilize it in our life. Very important point which you note for all of you is no matter how weak your property or how weak the property's Vastu is, you can easily optimize the energy flow with simple principles of time, space, and Vastu for consciousness. Have the finest vibrational energy. You should radiate the finest vibrations from your body. Take the help of Mother Nature, take the help of Mother Earth. Combine your energies and Earth energies and radiate great energy flow. So this is what I wanted to share today with you all. I'm just closing my slides. I'm moving back to the Zoom. All right, friends. So thank you very much. We can start the question answers. Thank you very much for listening so patiently with me.
Thank you, Harshit Bhai. That was a nice presentation. It removed a lot of fallacies on Vastu. a lot of superstitions, a lot of beliefs that we may all have had about Vastu. Earlier times, everybody would consider Vastu as something to do only with the physical layout of the office space or the home space. I think you have opened our eyes, or you have added one more dimension of energy, and how energy management is so closely conducted to Vastu. As lot of people say that when you get back home, or it's like your charging pad. You are like a phone battery, which has been used the whole day, and when you come back home, you want it to be charged properly with a positive energy. So you can't afford any negative energies in that space. So a lot of helpful tips you gave us to keep that positive energy recharged in the house, to make sure that the person and the environment is charged properly. There is a barrage of questions, and let me get on with the questions.
Yes, let's
I have
start.
one question from Dinesh Bhai Kapadia.
Okay.
And he wants to know that in these days of COVID-19, how can we increase the smiles and laughter on our face?
All right.
In connection with Vastu, of course.
Simple solution. Follow personal Vastu. Space Vastu. Like today, suppose as a consultant, you call me, you invite me at your place. I will do changes, I will suggest changes, I will give you a list of recommendations. It's very easy for me, right?
Yeah.
You will implement it. But, do you think the lockdown will get over by implementing those Vastu corrections? Not possible. Whatever the government is going to decide, whatever the conditions are going to there, is going to happen. It's not in our hand. What is in our hand right now is to create good energy flow within us. The most important recommendation what I'd like to give you and all of you is minimize the use of gadgets, especially minimize your time where you are spending time in analyzing what is happening in our city, what is happening in our country. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Don't worry about it. A lot of people just feed the mind with negative information. Oh, this is a number today, this is there, this is there. People keep on watching televisions. Very important is avoid watching television while having your meals. Don't absorb those energies within your body. The more you keep those energies out, the better you will feel. We are working from home. We are confined in our four walls since last 4 months. Practically, we are hardly going out. So the oxygen level in our body has gone down. A lot of people are feeling depressed. A lot of people are feeling, not good. They want to go out. The simple way is open the windows. Allow the energy to flow in. Spend time near plants. Indoor plants, whatever you have with you, that will actually help in boosting up your own personal energies.
Nice solution. Next question is from Preeti Asar. She would like to know that in the house you have different kind of people, and depending on the personality of every person, he may feel lethargic or dull. So in probably the house Vastu or the house energy also radiates there. But then it also depends on the person's own personality. How do you address that? Is there a energy Vastu solution to it?
All right. So yes, when we consider date of birth, individually energy is going to be different. Like say husband and wife, for example, staying in the same room. Yeah, with kids also staying in the same room. So there are 3 or 4 or 5 different energy fields staying in the same room. So each date of birth corresponds to some directions. Now say there are 7 people staying in your house. We have to understand 7 date of birth in the house. A. B. We have to understand those 7 different directions which are present. If there is an issue in that direction, we have to just simply see that what is better, what is live right now. If there is an issue, just ignore the issue. What we have to do is we have to follow the positive, not follow the negative. We should not go and try to fix the negative. Try to enhance what is positive in your life. Like say, personally, I don't like cooking. Personally, I'm not good at cooking, and I don't even like cooking. But I force myself to cook. Will I be able to cook successfully? No. So very important is if I don't like, just ignore it. Whatever I like talking with people, I like attending events. Might as well do that. So the moment we do something what we like, we are increasing our energy flow. Same way in our house, when there are several people having different energy fields, the moment we keep restrictions, the energy gets blocked. So my simple recommendation is let each energy flow on its own. Activate the directions what are required and be happy.
So in short, you are saying Vastu is not like a OTC, over-the-counter drug. कि एक book पढ़ लिया या एक article देख लिया and you know what it is all about. It's more like a prescription drug, which is specific to every person or every ailment.
That's right. It's very specific. It is very customized.
Yeah, best left to advice from experts. And in fact, one more thing I could realize when you were saying, for every person, his success or his how he performs in life depends on his energy, attitude, and aptitude. So probably Vastu is one catalyst which helps in the energy. It is not the be all and end all, but probably it helps a lot to keep that energy in proper shape.
Proper shape. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So that feel good factor.
Sorry.
Yeah. Feel good factor is very important. Yeah.
So you have to know how to use your personal Vastu for the feel good factor to have your best efficiency and effectiveness.
Yes.
Next question is from Umesh Bhai Ved, and he would like to know that if you have a temple in the house, in which direction should you keep the face of God?
So this is a very common question, and I appreciate Umesh Bhai's question. Now, in Indian culture, we have generally temples in our houses. Again, when you start reading books, there will be so many restrictions that you should not do this, you should not do that. But the principles what have been laid down are old principles when the houses were really big, really huge. Today, the size of houses have become compact. We are getting into nano housing now, right? Even more compact houses. Let's be practical. First thing, very important thing is, as far as possible, avoid keeping temple in the bedroom. Because the energy level of the bedroom is unique, passive energies. Temple is all about active energies. Second principle is, avoid keeping temple facing the toilet, adjacent to the toilet, next to the toilet, above the toilet, under the toilet. As far as possible, keep the temple in a clean, hygienic place. Maybe a lot of people keep in the kitchen, but make sure then there is no non-veg cooked food inside the kitchen. You can keep in the living room. Keep it in as clean place as possible. Avoid keeping it on the floor. It can be slightly higher than the floor or whatever height comfortable to you. If you see any of our Indian temples, they are never built at par with the earth level. They are either higher or lower. So keep it slightly higher than the earth level. You cannot go lower, but higher is very easy. And keep it in a place where actually you feel good to pray.
And which direction should you keep the face of God?
So direction, don't worry much about it. Again, that gets into spiritual Vastu because every god requires some different directions. So the best is to take a help of Vidji and understand that which god requires which direction and then accordingly face it. But generally, in general, facing east or facing west generally works for most of them.
Thank you for that. Next question is by Ramesh Bhai Ved. You defined some rules for the main door. The same color inside and outside with a wooden chalk hut and a few more rules. So he would like to know if you have a safety door with a grill, do the same rules apply for that also?
So if you read any Vastu book, old books, not the modern ones, old ones, a lot of old books will speak that you should have one door. And that is what confuses a lot of people. Safety door to second door ho gaya. Is it right? Is it wrong? What is it? Or sometimes double door. We have double door. Like even in my house, I have double doors. Yeah. So door, safety door is required. You have it. There is absolutely no problem. The door, what we call in Vastu, is a solid door. The safety door, which is hollow, is not considered as a door. Like say you have French windows in the house, which lead to balcony. those are not doors, those are windows. So there's a difference between door, safety door, French door, windows. Safety door you have, there is absolutely no problem because safety is required. Earlier times were different, today's time are different. So you have safety door the way you like, whether it is a wood door, glass door, a grill door, depending on wherever you live, absolutely no problem. The principle what I discussed is for the main door. Now for the threshold, what we put. So threshold generally comes, if there's a safety door and a main door, so then generally the threshold comes in between safety door and main door, because safety door generally opens outside. You cannot open safety door inside.
Next question. Now I'm just combining a couple of questions because in these days and times when living has become so costly and especially spaces are at a premium, especially in places like Tokyo, London, and especially even our Amchi, Mumbai, where people are living in studio apartments or one-bedroom hall apartments. It's very difficult to keep your bedroom, kitchen, and everything separate. So that leads me to the question by Ajay Bhai Jasrani, who wants to know that when you are living in large cities with this kind of space constraints, yes, how do you implement the Vastu principles?
Very easy. So there are different directions defined for different energies. Bedroom here, kitchen here, door here, living room there. So as we discussed, it is not possible in today's age. Like especially studio apartment, everything is together. So what we have to understand is what colors are your walls? What shapes are you using? Where are you sleeping? Is there a window behind you, or there's a wall behind you? Or is there a kitchen behind you, or is there a toilet behind you? And as per those custom energies, we have to find out which directions actually suit you. Activate those directions by utilizing those energies. That means you spend some time in that area. Whether your house is 200 square feet or 20,000 square feet, doesn't make difference. Even 200 square feet has those energies, 20,000 also has those energies. It is on human aspect that we have to start tapping the right energy flow within the given space.
So anyway, you can manage the house to make sure that living is easy and practical. That helps.
Yes, absolutely. So many apartments, what we are designing, especially in Mumbai, when we design an apartment, the sizes are becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. There's hardly any space to walk because once you have furniture, there is no place to walk. So we design the space according to the right energy flow by using right colors. Now, if a place is small and suddenly you start using dark colors, what happens? You don't feel good. So colors, they play a very important role in Vastu.
So there's that feeling one gets, sometimes when you walk into someone's house or someone's office, you don't feel very good, or people call it positive vibrations or negative vibrations. So are these the vibrations which you are terming as energy?
These are the vibrations. But again, as I said, don't start judging right now. Start experiencing them. Because the moment you are stressed, say I'm stressed today. I'm stressed and I'm attending this meeting. What I'll feel, I'm not comfortable. That means the people are not right. But if I'm relaxed, I'm happy. And even if I'm attending meeting with large group or small group, I'll feel happy. That means I feel my people are right. No, that's not the right way to analyze things.
Okay.
When you want to analyze, like when we analyze, we go in the property. We leave all our things. No mobiles, just we keep it aside, no distraction. And we walk in the space comfortably. Walk around the space. Understand how you feel. Somewhere you feel strong, somewhere you feel weak, somewhere you feel heavy, somewhere you feel cold, somewhere you feel warm, somewhere you feel stressful, somewhere you feel like as if something is repelling you. And that is what helps in judging the energy flow. It is not random, it is not abrupt. It is done in a peaceful way. So even you can also do it. You can also learn and do it. It's very easy. Yeah. But don't start.
No, that's an interesting aspect. So what you are saying is Vastu experts go by their own feel. Where they walk in, which direction they go in, and what they feel is how they define the energy of the place.
That's right. That's right.
Quite interesting.
We also have some gadgets. We also have some gadgets which I'll just show you on the screen, where we use some gadgets also to understand the energy flow.
You're sharing it now?
Yeah, we can just continue. Yeah, I'll just show you. Yeah.
During your presentation, you mentioned a lot about the plants, and specific times you mentioned about the aloe vera plant. So Preeti sir wants to know any specific reason why you are recommending the aloe vera plant. And part two of the question is, what other plants do you recommend? Do you recommend some specific plants for specific places in the house, or how do we work that?
Sure. So any plant, whichever plant you start loving it, that is the best plant. Firstly, a lot of people get frustrated or get scared when you say thorny plant. Aloe vera, oh, it has thorns. Rose, it has thorns. Cactus, it has thorns. Let us understand one thing. Whatever Mother Nature has created has some positive effect. Mother Nature has not created anything which has negative impact. This is very important. So as long as you are using plant where you are able to connect with it aesthetically as well as energetically, that is best. Number one. Number two, the reason why I specifically recommend aloe vera, because aloe vera is a very powerful plant to remove radiations or toxins or unwanted energy flow. So there's a transformer which is not right, which is emitting wrong energies, which is affecting your premises. We use aloe vera hedging in front of that to eliminate the energy flow. Secondly, aloe vera plant doesn't require much maintenance. Today, if I give you solutions, and if those solutions are going to cost you big money, if those solutions are going to create hassle for you, that means those solutions are not right for you. So something that is easily done. So aloe vera, once I keep, I don't have to keep on looking, I don't have to keep on watering at it, I don't have to keep on cutting it. It grows on its own pace. So whatever solutions or whatever plants we use have to be done so that once you do it, and then don't tamper it, don't worry much about it. Other plants, what I generally recommend is Erica palm trees. There are varieties of palm trees, but Erica palm is one which I recommend to a lot of in my projects. I use it. Even in a lot of constructing sites, I use it. Even in industrial sites, I use it. Again, the reason of using Erica palm is it has very good energy flow. It radiates good vibes. Of course, all plants radiate good energy, but again, this plant requires minimum maintenance. It can even grow in space where there is minimum sunlight. So whatever you use, any plant you use, no problem. But when you're using thorny plants, especially like cactus or aloe vera, use it near radiations where computers are there. Use it for them because those are good in removing radiations. Otherwise, any plant in general are good. Only thing is, don't make the plant,
sorry, continue please.
Don't make the plant look like an obstacle in your house. And especially when you're keeping in bedroom, don't keep aloe veras and palms because they will emit carbon dioxide at night. So if you're sleeping, even in some people sleeping in living room, some people sleep in kitchen, some people sleep in bedroom. If people are sleeping in those rooms, keep plants which generate oxygen 24 hours. Yeah.
Thank you. And next question is east or west, which is the better direction for keeping your head while sleeping?
Both are the best.
Okay. And the bed position and direction?
So except north, you keep anywhere, should not be a problem. Because again, we avoid keeping in north is just because when we take a magnetic compass, the needle only points towards north, it never points towards south. That means there is some magnetic energy passing from north to south. So if you keep heading north, it will increase your blood circulation. And at night, you need to pacify the energy. That is why we avoid heading north. Otherwise, any other direction works. There is no problem.
One more question by Ajay Bhai Jasrani. Would you share your views on space Vastu or Kundali on personal Vastu, which is more dominant, and how do we consider the corrections?
Okay, wonderful question. So all three are important. All three. 33%, what we say, is the heaven's energy, which is defined by the heaven. 33% is your own personal energies, the way you are driving your car. Whether you're driving in control, you're rash driving, or you're driving very slow. and 33% is your space Vastu, which is the model of the car what you have and how well you have maintained your car. So combining all three works the best. If you're following only one, please don't follow anything. It's better. So follow all three and do it in a balanced way.
Thank you.
So I'll
Thank you
show
so
you
much.
my gadget. So this is one of the compass what we use. I have multiple varieties of such compasses where we have multiple readings in this, which helps us in actually giving detailed readings of each property.
Interesting. Those are your tools and weapons you use to analyze the Vastu of every place. There are a few more questions, Harshit Bhai, but I think we will run out of time. So what we will do is we will send them to you by mail. And if you can answer them, we will send it back to all the attendees. Thank you so much for coming over. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. It's been a wonderful session. It's all of us are going back quite enlightened. And I'm sure in the next 1 week, all of us will be making some changes or the other in our workspace and living space to make it make a better life for ourselves. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Thank you, everyone. And I wish everyone a blessed and safe life and healthy life. Thank you very much, and Jai Shri Krishna to all of you.
Thank you, Harshit Bhai. I also take this opportunity to thank all the participants and audience who have come here. I'm sure all of you will be taking away some helpful suggestions. Probably each one would be having a different suggestion which would help them in their own life. And we hope you'll be back again for the next session. Our next session is going to be on 16th of August. And it's going to be in the Wonder Woman series, where we will be featuring Seema Jarajani from Mumbai, who's in the hairstyling space, one of the leading hairstylists of India. And you will be looking at that field from her perspective. Do join in with us on 16th August. Meanwhile, today's session will also be available on YouTube for you to review and share with family and friends. So please do that. Any suggestions or feedback that you may have for us, please write into us at drshtikon@gmail.com. That is drshtikon.talks, drshtikon.talks@gmail.com. We shall look forward to have all of you with us on 16th August. Meanwhile, stay safe and stay energetic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.